How's it going, everybody? So first, we're going to talk about Kyler Murray. I know there's a lot of speculation that the Cardinals are just going, they're going to trade him, they're going to cut him. One of the biggest problems with doing that is his cap hit. It's just going to be dead money at that point, essentially. If you cut him, trade him, whatever you want to do, whatever they're going to do. Um, but there is a good chance that he stays with Arizona. Matt LaFleur, Matt, yeah, think his first name. Anyways, Matt LaFleur is familiar with this game already, so why not keep him around? Know how to game plan for it. And they got what easily could be the best tight end in the league. They don't right now. I think there's only one person that can give McBride a run for his money, and that's George Kittle. The only problem with George Kittle is that he gets injured a lot. And then they got Marvin Harrison, who still has yet to break out. And this past season, he was injured a lot, and then uh, just couldn't really stay on the field. And then Michael Wilson just popping off like what a lot of people thought he was going to. And then when James Conner comes back healthy, I think that'll help out a lot. He was a big part of the offense. I know he's getting in his 30s, but he's still a very effective running back. And then they got a pretty decent running back room in all honesty. So I think there are pieces on on that Arizona offense. Um, and if you get the right scheme to build around Kyler Murray and you get the right person to coach him up so that he can see things better. Yes, I know he's short, can't see over, but you know what? There's been other short quarterbacks, aka Russell Wilson, who could not see over his QBs. Drew Brees could not see over his O lineman. And Drew Brees could not either. Technically, Drew Brees was a shorter quarterback, but look how awesome, one of the best QBs of all time. So if they can actually get a good scheme, like I said, and coach him up more, I think they can at least um, be feisty. I mean, they were feisty this past season. I liked them. I thought they were exciting. Um, but the other thing that they got to look at too is Jacoby Brissett. He is going to be almost $5 million cap hit, and because he did really good, he could bring in a um, good trade offers, honestly, and send him off, clear up some cap space so you can bring in somebody else, maybe a third wide receiver or an O lineman, because I know I think they need an offensive tackle and a guard. Um, but I think it does make sense for Jacoby to be traded, but there's not going to be any official decisions made because I think they need to handle their coaching staff first. Um, I don't know. I don't know if they how far they got to go. I'm not the greatest fan. Did they get? I don't remember if they got Reichert or Frank Reich, right? Or Nathaniel Hackett. It was one of those two. And I know I'm not a fan of either one of them going over there. In all honesty, um, but hopefully with Matt Lafleur there, it can actually help out. But I think there is some positive side looking at Arizona. The only problem is they are in one hell of a tough division with the AFC West. Um, so we'll see how that goes. But speaking of some trade and slash trade rumors, there's a lot of talk with Max Crosby, and it makes sense. There's been a trade rumors with him all season long. He's been very unhappy. The team has not gone anywhere. I don't even know if they've had a winning season since Crosby has been there, and this dude has been elite. He's been very consistent. And I know in the last three uh 3 out of 4 seasons, he has had double digit sacks. Um, he's a wrecking ball. He's a game changer on that defense. He's he could be a great anchor anywhere. Um, and I think if he goes, like, he could really be the tipping point for any team. But he he hasn't talked with anybody about that. His focus is on recovery, and I don't blame him. He just had knee surgery. He was dealing with a knee injury for a good portion of this past season, I think. And I I wouldn't be worried about that. He hasn't even talked about it. People are coming up with these rumors, this talk on their own, and then some people are believing that he's even said it. And it surprises him. He talked with Colin Cowherd saying this. He's like, I'm just keeping to myself. And I get surprised when I hear this. And there won't be any real news until Clint Kubiak comes in there. And we probably won't hear anything about it until closer to the draft time, in all honesty. So he needs to get into the building. He needs to get his coaching staff before he even talks about that. And he's probably going to want to talk to Max Crosby. And more than likely, I honestly see him staying there because there is that upside of Clint Kubiak. And I think he's going to bring a, a confidence to the team. Yeah, I think he could easily be a good rock for that team, and there's going to be some upside. There's going to be a lot of growing pains because that roster is atrocious. So let's see what happens. And if there's, if you guys see any rumors, don't believe it because there really hasn't been any talk. You can ask Max Crosby himself. Let me know what you guys think. What's going to happen with Kyler, Jacoby, and Max Crosby? I'd really like to hear all y'all's opinions. Uh, Catch you later.